Our next guest needs no introduction. Let me tell you, we've heard his voice at award shows, corporate events, lectures on teamwork and leadership, and many sporting games. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming on stage the voice of Indian sport, Mr. Charu Sharma. Let's give the man a huge, huge round of applause. Welcome, sir. What a pleasure to have you with us. You know, I was thinking, how do I introduce our guest who's going to come on stage right now? And then I thought, while I was watching that session, that the best way to introduce him would be to say 175 not out. And I have to add, the most spectacular ODI innings that never really got televised. Ladies and gentlemen, he's known for his energetic, curved run-up to the crease, his lethal outswinger, his athletic fielding, and above all, his inspirational leadership that has led us to winning our very first Cricket World Cup title in 1983. He won the hearts of Indians all over the world and continues to be a formidable name in the cricketing world. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome on stage none other than the living legend, Kapil Dev.
Okay, this is just a mic check. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. In particular, may I thank Jaideep Gandhi. Jaideep, thank you so much for your mail and for your invitation. And of course, Anupriya as well. I hope you're here, Anupriya, as the chief of the AAAI. Thank you very much. Great to be here at the Goafest for the very first time. And with whom? The skipper himself. Wow, what a day. I've, of course, done my usual homework. And I'm going to take the liberty of showing it to the skipper as well, because when you talk to somebody like Kapil, you need to be very well prepared. So I've got these 8 pages of important information. Caps, it's all yours. You can show it to everybody if you like. Never mind. Okay. So here we go. I just need to, just before we start, indulge us. I don't know how much time we have, but here's a very, very short advertising story to begin with. This was in the early 80s. I was with a company in Hyderabad, whom I'm, of course, no longer with. And we had a session on what works in advertising. And that session has never left my mind because it sort of dug in very deeply. And taking that session was my later-to-be good friend, Muhammad Khan. And so Muhammad Khan went up and he had this presentation and he had these, you know, the 10 most important things in advertising, the 10 tenets, I suppose, that you have to have in advertising, and he listed them all. And, you know, I'm talking about slightly old language, so please permit me, because it was what it was, you know, 40 years ago. You know, body copy and photograph and this, that, and the other, and headline and blah, blah, blah. And he ran them all, and we all said, oh, yeah, okay, top 10, very nice, because I was also in sales and marketing. And then he said, now I'm going to show you the top 10, so-called, considered, ads around the world. And each fabulous ad, and I remember one was Heineken, whatever, so 9 others, and he flashed that, and all of us said, yeah, hey, great ad. And he said, out of the 10 that I've listed, it probably has 1 or 2, and no more. And so he said, you know, just do your own thing. Be creative. Whatever works, works. Let's not get into details about what advertising is all about. And I said, oh, wow, you know, so who knows? Good luck to you all. Skipper, thanks so much for joining us. Just one more round of applause, please, to sort of, you know, set the house. Thank you.
Hi. Whom you were talking to? I can't see anybody. Are you talking to somebody or you're talking to me?
Well,
please, whoever the light person is, I like to see the faces of people who are sitting there. Can you put some light? It will be much better. Yeah, that's okay. It. That's much better. Now I can see there is quite a few people. Thank you very much for inviting me, giving me opportunity to talk. Now I can't play, I can only talk. I mean, when I used to play, they used to say, don't talk. So things have changed. And I didn't know how to talk anyway, because there there we used to get money while playing. Here we get money while talking. So thank you very much inviting me, giving me opportunity to meet the elite people of our country who really move people, the advertisement people, and you are one of the best in the world. Not, there's somebody was saying third best. I thought Indian advertisement is the best in the world. I travel. Don't even say you're the second best. You're the best.
Yeah, because of diversity, because of creativity, because of intelligence and everything else. The only danger, of course, is putting lights on, and we could use some more at the back, please, because, you know, I kind of identify with the backbenchers, always was one. If you can have more lights at the back, it'll be very useful. The only danger is just the enormous intelligence that's oozing out of every pore here, the smartness and everything else. It can hurt, let me tell you. You come here, you look downstairs and say, oh my God, you know, why should we even say anything at all? Because you guys should be saying everything as you do. One of my favorite sentences is, why do you know something about what you know? And I said, because I keep my eyes open, my ears open, and my mouth, then I stop. Because if my mouth shut, then I can't make a living. But I do keep my ears and eyes open. Skip, let's begin with the beginning. It's the theme is the superpower within. That's the theme of Goafest this year. And of course, it resonates with each one of us because we know that we have it, but only seldom, and very few, chosen few, ultimately become the superpowers who are recognized as superpowers. But to me, if there's honest effort in whatever you do, that's well on your way to becoming a superpower. Some people may recognize it or not, but we are interested, Kapil, in what you would like to tell us all about how to be, how to create, how to get to be that the best you can be. I suppose, what is your definition of a superpower?
I think you just started saying that. Keep your eyes and mouth shut. And keep your eyes and ears shut, I'll say. Don't keep your mouth shut. Keep listening and trying to find out what's happening in the world. When I started playing cricket, somebody come to me, a wise man, wise cricketer. He said, Kapil, you want to be successful, remember, keep your eyes and ears open while sleeping also. So sometime in cricket, people see differently. They come here for entertainment. It's fine. If I give you an example of one person in our time, Ravi Shastri, if you know, he is a very well-known. If you talk about his cricket, everybody used to say, hi, hi. And we used to, as a captain, say, Ravi, don't worry. What people say is not important. Important is what team want. Team want, you should stay there, make the other people tired, then we will come. So it's the planning. But most of the people will see the talent. We see the involvement of a team is more important. Who will deliver what is important.
I couldn't agree more, because the guys who stay like limpets onto the task normally get it done. And it's like the hare and the tortoise too, isn't it? I mean, just stay with it, because a lot of the hares get a little bored. Maybe leave it for tomorrow, go to sleep. But interesting about Ravi Shastri, because you know that commitment you talk about is something I'd like to call situational awareness. In the sport, the world of sport, and you know, every time we talk about sport, it's also life. Because sport is only a microcosm of life. It's not like sport is played on Jupiter and life is here on Earth. It's the same thing. So in sport, situational awareness is so important about what is happening, when, where, how, whom, how to get out of it. Because if you don't, you're in trouble. Ravi, the same man who hit 6 sixes in 6 balls, is the same man who could stick like a limpet on the wicket. So it's just situational. What does the situation require? And in your career and your times, have you found that some people are just a little more situationally aware of what, when, where, how, whom, than others who kind of try and brazen it through and maybe don't succeed quite as much?
I said the people who understand the awareness and they can deliver is, you can say, Mahendra Singh Dhoni. He knew what's the situation he was, and he knows how to finish the game. And so many people, even more talented than them, they didn't know how to finish the game. So I think awareness is within yourself. Do you understand the situation, or you can create the situation? And that's important. Cricket, yes, winning and losing is important for certain people. We as a cricketers say how he is playing the game. Is he playing the game, or he is taking the game with him? As the people who take the game with them are the people we should look up to them, not somebody come out and make 100. No. Who is controlling the game is more important to us than somebody just making 100.
Yeah, and of course, on his behalf...
Can I stand up?
Yeah, sure, let's do
Yeah.
this.
I mean, I like to see people, they are too far. So can I come close to you people? Yeah. Yeah, this is much better. Yeah.
I think there's less light here, but
I'm a
more
person-
situational awareness.
I'm the person, I'm a field person. Agriculture, don't sit on the chair. I'm an agriculture. I'm not come from a culture background, so always look that where we can get comfort, then you're too comfortable, you don't deliver the best.
Okay, Skipper, here we go.
Where is my jacket? You looking so dapper and handsome.
kn-
Look at that.
I
And
knew-
this Suresh didn't give me the jacket and a tie or anything. I'm sorry if I'm not looking as smart as him, as good as him.
मैं सिर्फ माफी मांग सकता हूँ और कुछ नहीं माफी जान. But I should have realized, what a fool. Sometimes we're only victims of our own, background or our own thoughts and what have you. I'm certainly a victim. And here I picked up like like I do every time, picked up a jacket and, walked off. It was a sort of, I'm here from elsewhere, not from home. And then I realized, oh my God, I'm good. This is an advertising gathering. Where are my chappals? Where are my shorts? But anyway, I've left it all behind. But, hey, to each their own thing. Suresh Kurup, my good friend, gave me a call. That's why I'm here. Thank you, Suresh. Yeah, big thank you. Can we have a quick applause for Suresh, please, who got in touch with me? Thank you, him and his company. So this morning I realized, I said,
I will also say that, so he will call me next time.
No, Suresh.
The people who give money, you must mention about them. Yeah, my boss is sitting there. Yeah, my boss is sitting there. I have to say, thank you. I mean, the people who give money, you must respect them.
Okay, Suresh, I hope you started slipping. There's so much butter around you all the time. Just slip away, okay?
And I'll buy a drink for you.
Okay, we're back. I don't know where we were, but this is my 1,948th chat with Kapil. So, sometimes I lose where I am. But
90% he talks, I listen. No, I mean, that's true. Certain people, and I start talking, but I always believe this is not my job, but I like to put my point across very clearly. But these are the people, some people who make stories, some people are storyteller. They are the storyteller. We are half good, as good we are, if the storyteller doesn't give the right perspective of that.
well,
I mean, that's true. What is the storyteller is? The way, like I remember somebody asked me how you made 175. I said, I don't know. But how the storyteller will come out and tell you. I'll just take 30 seconds. I'm talking today more than you. And they will say, and that very day, you should have seen Kapil's eyes was coming out red with the blood. And the sky was, there are clouds was, sun was shining. And his walk was different. That is a storyteller. And I was just the same. I was saving my ass. I said, God, aaj bacha le. The storyteller was something else. So I love these type of people. They are the storyteller. And I always say that we as a sports people, or any people who they are, when they describe this, it sounds so good. Thank you, Charu.
Now, if I was smart and intelligent like everybody in front of me, I'd probably realize, I think I've just been slapped backhanded somewhere. but dear, I'd rather be the story myself, but koi baat nahi. We're playing different roles, so it's okay. I did tell Kapil this morning, I said, yeah, I think I'm going to be hugely overdressed, so please, if you don't mind, put on something. And he said, I will. Why? Because, and this deserves a huge applause, because, in cricket or in sport, and many other sports, partnerships are always the key. Now, people keep talking about partnership. Basically, you don't get out, it's a partnership. So, but anyway, a partnership. But at the top of the pyramid of partnerships is life partnership. It's his anniversary today. Can we hear it, please? Thank you.
ज़्यादा ताली मत बजाओ, cake नहीं मिलता. If you think you're going to get cake, sorry. They haven't organized such a big cake, so I'm sorry. I will taste it. I'll tell my wife. Thank you very much for that, Charu. Yes, spending with someone 40 odd years, it's quite a bit. That's my age, huh? Let's come back to the business, why we are here.
Back to this. Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of people, just because of longevity, of course, he just talked about his age, but, I'd love to know from you, just the way sport and sports persons, the whole environment, the universe of sport, in at least India or wherever else you've been, has changed in the last 40 years. It's, there's massive change, we think, but let's hear about 2 or 3 things that come to your mind about where you feel there's been massive change for the better or worse, but change.
I think the biggest change come into the technology more than anything else. Today, that's why all the sports, I remember when in 80s, early 80s, the Doordarshan was the only channel for most of the people. In Doordarshan also, out of 7 days, 1 hour was a sports hour. If I can recollect, only 1 hour in 7 days, and we used to glue all the sports people. Might they show us our face there? And today, the change is there. You don't have to go anywhere. I mean, everybody got technology in hand. They can go through. That's the biggest change. So as a youngster who want to know any game, they know that. And that's how the game becomes so popular. And we should say, thanks to the technology people. As we said, in 83, they didn't show that Zimbabwe match. It's not possible today's time. Somebody will not record that. So that's why I said all the credit goes to the technology of the world, not India. All the sports around the world is technology-driven, that sports, which change everything, I would say.
Particularly, of course, watching. Our biggest enemy in life, it's right in front of you on that TV screen. Time. Gosh, it's racing like
time is the beautiful thing, man.
Okay.
I would say that's the most beautiful thing. It's not we are running, this is our time. So if we have another 10 minutes, let's enjoy ourselves. But people don't want to enjoy themselves. They're always thinking about what will happen later on. But be there at that very moment, that will help you out. Yes, we'll buy insurance. Tomorrow it's what is going to happen. But we have to live today also. That's very, very important. And that's the way I lived my life. I want to live for the moment. And a lot of people said, the best thing what I do, I like to get up in the morning, see the mirror. I said, I am the most happiest person. I'm the lucky. If you love yourself, you can love everybody. The people who send hate around the world, they don't love themselves. So you love yourself, everything is cool, and that's what I like to do that.
I can put it the reverse way. I love everybody. So maybe I love myself too. We'll see.
Yeah. First, love yourself. It's not possible you love everybody and don't love yourself. Love yourself and then love everybody. If a small thought is come in, पुराने ज़माने में थे ना, हमारे माँ बाप कहते थे, if you have 1 chapati, give 1 to another person. I said, no, let me have full stomach, I'll find 5 chapati for him. I don't believe in that, वो भी भूखा, मैं भी भूखा. I don't. Give me full chapati and I will find for other people. That's my theory. I'm not against that. If somebody has, I have one chapati, I'll give half to somebody. No, mere ko pura khane do, then I'll look for everybody's and I'll give them happiness.
Yeah, times change. I used to eat 30 chapatis, I had very little to give. Now I eat one, so I have much more to give, which is just a change of how it goes. Okay, time for my next question. Sorry. Okay. Skipper, this business about leadership. You know, there are different, you, of course, were a leader at the highest level. There are many leaders here. Somehow they tend to be in the front, I think, maybe, I don't know. But styles of leadership and how they affect the game, and should they affect the game. Just your thoughts on what perhaps good or effective leadership should be, because that's so important for any organization, any individual hoping to become a good leader.
I think leadership is depend what team you have. It's not winning. When you have a team, can you get better and best out of them? That's called leadership. If I say, give this Dhoni a team who never won anything, let him win. If he wins, then he's leader. But if he has the best player in the world, so it's easy. In our time, I used to say, Clive Lloyd, not a great thing. He has such a big team. When you don't have a big team and have big planning in yourself, that's called leader. You assess your team and then deliver. That's what we say. I used to say, even more than me, I used to respect Rana Tunga, Sri Lanka, such a small country. He won the World Cup despite all the people was against and no way, no chance. So I think I will consider a leader somebody who doesn't have the ammunition with him and he go and win something. And that's called leader.
Couldn't agree more. All through my career, I've talked to people who have taken over empires which are already existing. I mean, I suppose it's one skill to keep it going. But, you know, you've taken over a very big empire. What's the leadership there? But to create it, to take it there, to utilize whatever few resources you may have as, and I mean no disrespect to all the team members of 1983, as you did in 1983. And of course, now we all know much more about it because of a movie. However, you were in charge of people who were not expected to be at the top of the world. And we must have an experience or two, an anecdote or two from the 1983 team and how you guys went on, because that was an incredible achievement and it just turned cricket in India around completely. I mean, it was such a landmark win. So just a couple of thoughts about that one.
I think two things come out is self-belief was very, very important. As I said, I come from an agriculture background, so I didn't come from a cricketing background. So when you come from a different background, your thought process is different. It took me time to explain my team, but it was more difficult to explain the senior people because they have the thought process. My job was only to tell them, convince them, we come here for win. We are not fooling around. You're representing your country, just believe. You don't win, that's immaterial. But when you walk into the ground, just think, we can, and we will. And that was the difference, which took me time with a senior cricketer, like Sunil Gavaskar, Mohinder Amarnath Kirmani, Madanlal. Anybody a 5 to 10 years senior cricketer, he's like a grandfather. My hero is there, Sunil Gavaskar. Giving order to Sunil Gavaskar more difficult to Mohinder Amarnath what to do. I don't have to tell them how to play. They know their job. My job was to put the team together and say, we will win it. As science, I'm not a very educated person, but science says that if you are 70% burned and you have will to live, you will not die. And that's what my motto is. And the similar thing, if you are 30% burned and you have no will to live, you will die. So my job was only to convince them. And that was only come out from a joint family. You know, in joint family, there is never call I, me, and myself. In joint family, ours. We know running short of time. And to me, how many people here who come from a joint? We were 7 brother, sister. I was a 6th from the bottom. My dad had a great time. My mom, I don't know how much great time she had. But I was the sixth kid who come in this world out of 7. So there we learn is nothing mine. And then we learn when I got married a word called depression. Depression, because she come from a 2 girls only single family. So depression, and I come from a family 7. Nobody has a time to go into the depression. I mean, that's called, a lot of people say, I'm depressed. Naturally, if you have 1 kid or 2 kids, put them in the room, nobody talk to them, they will go into depression. And I learned this word when I got married. Oh, he's under depression. I said, what is that? हमारे तो इधर depression होता ही नहीं, कोई आके चांटा मार रहा है, कोई वहाँ. And where is the depression? You got a chance to, go into that. So that's what it happened. In our team, we just put it there, that there should not be depression. The person who got 0, I like to spend a time with him. Not the person who got 100. He is anyway happy. And that's called bring the team together. And I got a chance to talk to you people, like you watch the game. What is your thought process, which I don't agree? India lost the match. First thing you ask, अच्छा विराट कोहली ने कितने बनाए हैं? Is that important? After India lost, don't ask. The thought is India won? That's more important. When it lost, what is the need to ask second question? कि यार उसने कितना बनाया है? Doesn't matter. हार गए ना, फिर क्या बनाना या नहीं बनाना? Like your thought process for bigger should for the team rather for individual. But all of us in this room like to talk about individual performance. And when you are playing team game, don't think about individual. No. In an office, don't think about individual. Even your peon who give you a coffee or tea or water at the right time, he's the man. You should look up to that. चलो 100 हो गया चले. Let's go. 100 हो गया, अब क्या रह गया?
3 minutes बाकी हैं. But so 2 things. One, of course, one favorite story about the '83 World Cup is what he said in between the innings, which we'll get to in a second. But also his mother's immortal reply when people keep telling her, "Agla Kapil Dev kaise aayega? Kab aayega?"
No, that's the biggest story. When I made a world record, all the media people. My mom, simple, uneducated like me. I'm not educated. And media went to, Mataji, we should have another Kapil Dev. She said, wo to ho nahi sakta. Kapil's father died and mera koi interest nahi hai.
Okay.
So I think those type of stories, we always enjoy that. End of the day, you must have a sense of humor. If everybody is like, let's say, Sachin Tendulkar or Rahul Dravid, dressing room would be bored, I tell you. You need Yuvraj, you need Harbhajan, you need people like that also in a team. Like in our team, Sandeep Patil or Shrikant, you need, everybody becomes Sunil Gavaskar, dressing room become a dull place. I love him, he's my hero, but I like the sense of humor because you are playing such a high standard of game, and if you are all serious, the life become very boring. So we don't want to. I play for my country, I want to have a fun. A lot of people said, too much pressure. I said, don't play. आज भी अगर आप सुनो, they said so much pressure. Who asked you to play? Shut up, go home. So I say, you're working in a company, बहुत pressure hai, boss have given. I said, enjoy, na? Enjoy the work. In enjoyment, it can't be a pressure. When you are in a love, there is no pressure. So I used to tell my team also, शाम को लड़की पटाना है, फिर तो मेरे से नहीं पूछते how to patao. But when you want to get a batsman out, plan within yourself and you will deliver. And that's what it happened. And last thing, are we running short of time? We'll send another bill. Don't worry.
Suresh,
Suresh, and we will. Now, another thought that come out, it's a pleasure. It's not a pressure. A lot of people say it's a pressure. It's a horrible. The thing what you enjoy, it's a pressure. No, man, you're representing your country. How can you ever say it's a pressure? It should be pleasure. The difference is only this much. But they don't take it. IPL खेल रहे हैं, pressure है. अरे यार पैसे कमा रहे हो, people आपकी respect कर रहे हैं. How can it be a pressure? It's a pleasure. And second, which I don't agree with the corporate world, is that the biggest, you have done more talk in so many things. They said plan A, a plan B, and then plan C. I said, when you come to plan A and you shift to plan B, you are a weak person. You shift to plan C, you are weaker than the second. So I ask most of them, in cricket ground, if you walk in, it's only one plan. Don't change your goal. Stick to one and give your best. If you don't get it, it's okay. And that's the most important thing. I always say it's a plan A, not plan B. If I ask you, सामने शेर आ जाए, tell me the plan B. You know, थोड़ा बहुत they used to call me JB. When I start playing cricket, some of the people given me JB. JB is a James Bond, front of me. सामने मेरे से. And they all come from a culture background, Delhi, Bombay. They know how to give names, you know, John and JB and all that. And they given me JB. What was the meaning of JB? Jad Buddhi. And front of me, James Bond. So I think one have to learn that and have to enjoy that. So to me, only one thing comes out. I never ever taken a pressure while playing. No, neither I take a pressure coming here or playing golf. I enjoy myself. If you are making money, it cannot be a problem. It should be happy moment. Whatever job you do, 90% people here come out, they're doing a job, they're taking a pressure. Why? And that's the most important.
These days, particularly if you have a job, you know, let's go for it. Also, so many things to say, so little time. But also in the break, the Indian team got 183. Now, those were early ODI days, and maybe 250 was a better score, 270. But 183, then as of now, was not, you know, top of the pops. However, gentleman standing to my left now, in the break between the innings, said a few immortal words. Now, in the voice of Ranveer Singh is different, but let's hear it from the original. So let's have just a quick, yeah, here we go. Whoa!
I think, first of all, that once they say, no, 183. Is that less? No. 182 is less than 183. 180 is the less than. So you understand whatever you made, it's big enough total. When you start counting, it takes time. But two ways of looking, only 183 or 183. What is your attitude is, that's important. We in our time didn't have that, have a huddle or hug there on the ground to show to the media, to the world, what we are going to do. What you do whole day in the room, huh? In the dressing room. What do you do? But this is the hugging because they have 40 cameras. So they said, we are so serious. We say, no, planning should be inside the room. You shift to plan C, you are weaker than the second. So I ask most of them, in cricket ground, if you walk in, it's only one plan. Don't change your goal. Stick to one and give your best. If you don't get it, it's okay. And that's the most important thing. I always say it's a plan A, not plan B. If I ask you, सामने शेर आ जाए, tell me the plan B. You know, थोड़ा बहुत they used to call me JB. When I start playing cricket, some of the people given me JB. JB is a James Bond, front of me. Samne mere se. And they all come from a culture background, Delhi, Bombay. They know how to give names, you know, John and JB and all that. And they given me JB. What was the meaning of JB? Jad Buddhi. And front of me, James Bond. So I think one have to learn that and have to enjoy that. So to me, only one thing comes out. I never ever taken a pressure while playing. No, neither I take a pressure coming here or playing golf. I enjoy myself. If you are making money, it cannot be a problem. It should be happy moment. Whatever job you do, 90% people here come out, they're doing a job, they're taking a pressure. Why? And that's the most important.
These days, particularly if you have a job, you know, let's go for it. Also, so many things to say, so little time. But also in the break, the Indian team got 183. Now, those were early ODI days, and maybe 250 was a better score, 270. But 183, then as of now, was not, you know, top of the pops. However, gentleman standing to my left now, in the break between the innings, said a few immortal words. Now, in the voice of Ranveer Singh is different, but let's hear it from the original. So let's have just a quick, yeah, here we go. Whoa!
I think, first of all, that once they say, no, 183. Is that less? No. 182 is less than 183. 180 is the less than. So you understand whatever you made, it's big enough total. When you start counting, it takes time. But two ways of looking, only 183 or 183. What is your attitude is, that's important. We in our time didn't have that, have a huddle or hug there on the ground to show to the media, to the world, what we are going to do. What you do whole day in the room, huh? In the dressing room. What do you do? But this is the hugging because they have 40 cameras. So they said, we are so serious. We say, no, planning should be inside the room. Don't try to plan in front of people. When you train quietly. That's more important because then the purpose is there. When I used to say only one thing, when you train alone. When you drink with the people. Don't drink alone, you are alcoholic. When you train alone, inside, that means you have a purpose to do that. So I would say, that's what I said. We made 183, they have to make 183. Can we make it difficult for them? And give everything for next 2.5 hours or 3 hours, I said, I don't remember, because we didn't want to play 60 games. We have to get them out. I said, that's what I look. It can change our life. Start believing that you can do it. And after that, I think the boys done the job.
Yeah, वो line नहीं निकली मुंह से.
We here to win.
All right. We finally got our.
That was the first time when you go there. I mean, I don't blame the media also. We never done anything, and there was no media. I can understand that. And, you know, you have to convince yourself. And the most difficult part was, I got convinced, then everything is okay. Convincing other people take time. So I just start talking to myself. Jeetna hai. That's where agriculture comes out.
बहुत बढ़िया फसल थी उस साल. Now we have 1,000 stories, and maybe you can get a sense of the fact that it is truly the 1,948th time that we're chatting together. But there is a, oh, okay, Q&A, sorry. अगर ये चले जाए तो मैं क्या करूँगा? I'm a little low tech. It'll stay? It won't go? No. Okay, well, I'm a little afraid, you know, sometimes it goes. Okay, we do have some Q&A. Thank you so much for sending these in. And perhaps we can spend maybe whatever you want, but I'd suggest 20 seconds each because about 500. So here we go.
Let them ask why you want to get into that.
किसी ने पूछा ही है, लेकिन लिख दिया. So Jay Kushwaha, thank you very much. Cricket in India has gained the respect that of a religion. Why, according to you, has no I object. Other game being able to match that.
One thing, whoever, is he sitting here?
Jaya.
Yeah. Where is
Jaya.
he?
Jaya Kushwaha?
Okay, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, doesn't matter.
Only
We don't worry about
one
it.
thing. If you think this is wrong, stop watching cricket from tomorrow onwards. Watch other sports, it will become famous. I think it's our fault. You only want to see cricket, why we blame cricket? We say, let's promote other sports also. But it's not cricketers' fault. It's your fault because you want to see cricket and they, television people, go on TRP. You give them more TRP, they go there. So I would request you, please watch other sports apart from cricket. That's my logic, to make other sports famous also.
Thank you. हमने खूब कोशिश की है पिछले कुछ सालों में. Kapil Paji, one brand endorsement out of your 329 endorsements that you cherish the most.
No, I don't want to say Palmolive. They stopped giving me money. I loved it because at that time they created something which I said while sitting there. These advertisement people are so smart. Till today, I don't know. I said Palmolive da jawab nahi or ka jawab nahi. Because these advertisement people were so smart, I don't know what they used. They picked up the earthy person from there and they said, say that. And what I said till today, we can't define that ka ya da. Being a Punjabi, da, Hindi, ka. So I was a Punjabi person, so I said, Palmolive da jawab nahi or ka jawab nahi. I think all the advertisement I did, Boost was very interesting. Some of the advertisement I done when I wasn't strong enough to understand that, I won't do it now because I was naive. Certain advertisement people like us shouldn't do. Some of the soft drink, I'm not saying it's anything wrong. I said, next generation, it is our responsibility what we should do or not.
Okay, well, I don't think we have an answer yet. However, if you don't mind my indulgence, I don't like working up the crowd because, you guys are such fabulously intelligent people. I shouldn't be doing that. However, do please fill in the blanks. Kapil Dev da? Thank you. Well done, you guys. Okay, next. This I wanted to ask as one of my many questions, but I haven't. So somebody did. Not somebody, I'll take the name again. Nivedit Gajapati, what is the secret to your fabulous fitness situation? What's your regime?
No, it's nothing. I'm one person who like to learn every day more and more about the life. And I realized that once you stop playing, your food intake should be reduced and exercise should increase. And that's what I try. I hardly eat. मेरी wife खाती नहीं है, मुझे खाने नहीं देती. So it's a cherry on the cake. So I believe that it's not any, thanks to my mom and dad, they given me this body. And 50%, they given 50% I work. I don't know. Some people are lucky and some people just put on weight with the air also. जो भी आप में से weight ज़्यादा है, बोल दो हवा लग गई है.
Well, Capson, I have so many stories. You talked about more and more, and I was remembering the more story. But I don't know whether you want to quickly share it or not or what. Just a couple more, a minute or two. Thank you, Jaideep. Here we go.
About more? When I started playing cricket, I couldn't speak. My job was to play. But when I become a captain, I had no other option to talk to the media, to other people. And one of the guy come from UP. They were also harder. They couldn't understand or speak any word. They asked me, Paji, आपने कहाँ से सीखा? मैंने कहा newspaper पढ़ता हूँ, जोर-जोर से. So the word, it doesn't come to you. You start pronouncing slowly, it will come. He said, okay. I said, your duty from tomorrow onwards is read loudly in the bathroom so your vocabulary will improve. Slowly you start talking. He said, okay. Then suddenly after a week, that young boy come out. I don't give name, I'm not afraid. But certain people can't take a joke. I take a joke. I laugh at myself. And I said, what happened? They said, पाजी आपके पंजाब में ना वो मोरों को क्यों मारते हैं इतना? मैंने कहा ना वो नेशनल बर्ड है, कोई नहीं मारते। कहते देखो आज फिर हेडलाइन आई है 24 more killed in Punjab during. So those type of stories what we miss in the dressing room. And I said, yeah, there are a lot of words have 2-3 meanings.
Well, we have, like I said, another 492 questions to go. Sorry, we don't have time. I've got Mr. Gandhi here saying, Niklo. So I said, okay.
Ho gaya,
almost.
Ho gaya.
Suresh, everything good already? And so perhaps we can end with this. It's a difficult one because sometimes we're so multifaceted. We're, different people. We're so much inside us. But, Caps, this question's from Nivedit Gajapati, and it's somewhat relevant as a closer. What one word describes you?
Me? Love.
Wow! Love that. Where did that come from? Fantastic.
I think that's very simple. I think that's what we are missing in the world today. We've forgotten how to love each other or love people. I think that's very, very important. Love yourself and love around the world. I think it's a much happier place. We want to see this world is a happiest place rather than difficult place.
Caps, I love that. Love. Okay. I don't know whether we've done enough to be called back to the Goafest again, but yes, no, maybe. That's not good enough. Okay, chalo bhai. Have we done enough, you think, to be invited to go? All right, there we go. Suresh, all right. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Can we have it one more time for India's skipper, please?
Thank you very much. It's enjoyable. And all the people here,